So has Sony changed its green skin tones and ugly color profiles? We're going to get to that and a lot of other preconceived notions you might have about some of the most popular camera brands. Woo! It is a rainy day, which is when I make my most favorite videos, so I'm very excited. Let's start with color science. In a semi-recent study, Tony Northrup polled 1,500 people on color science. Before the test, he asked people's opinion based solely on the brand of the camera. The results are not surprising, with Canon leading at 29%, Fujifilm at 15%, Nikon at 12%, Sony at 9%, and 30% saying that brands don't matter, they didn't care, or choosing a smaller brand. This makes sense to me on face value. Canon has always had the marketing of having wonderful god-tier skin tones. Well, then came the real test. People were shown unmarked photos of out-of-camera JPEGs side by side and asked to rate them from worst to best. The results are actually shocking. The lead is substantial. Sony got 1,336 votes, followed by Fuji's mere 227. However, the real surprise is how far Canon and Nikon were behind. Nikon was at -518, and Canon was the worst with -605. But why were these the results, and why did we as a community, including myself, think that Canon had the best color? I did some more research and I got a lot of information from Tony's video, so I will link it here. Please watch the whole thing, it's very enlightening. But there's a few answers to this question, and the main thing is you and I are not immune to marketing. As soon as you buy a camera, you want to buy into that marketing and become brand loyal because you want to justify your purchase. The reality behind the best color science is our brains enjoy some very simple things when it comes to color in portraits. In general, warm skin tones, bright and punchy images without being overexposed are on average what most people want to see. To that point, I did a poll on Instagram. I had two images from the same photo shoot. I said they were from different cameras. Honestly, I probably didn't need to lie. But one was simply white balanced properly and the other one was definitely too warm. Let me check it right now, but 82% of people actually preferred the image that was too warm. Now, these polls aren't perfect. I'm only polling the followers I have, and the study I'm using is only based off the followers that they have. But I have found these things to be widely true. So when Canon back in the day had the warmest and most saturated color out of all the cameras, of course they're going to be well known for having the best color. But the stereotype stuck, just like a lot of stereotypes stick with a lot of brands. For instance, Canon used to be known as the brand that had the most lens selection, and that's true for EF. But now with modern mirrorless cameras, Sony and some other brands have at least caught up with first-party lenses. Sony has been known to have bad color reproduction and bad skin tones, but with this poll we just saw, that's not necessarily the truth. They actually came out on top. Sony used to be well known for its low light performance, but lots of mirrorless cameras these days have amazing low light. Another complaint about Sony was the menu system used to be too complicated, but they've updated it with nearly every camera and it is far better than it used to be. Fuji is well known for its unique film simulations, but even that's not exclusive to their brand anymore. And then Nikon. Well, honestly, I don't have any data on Nikon. Do people still shoot with Nikon? Honestly, I don't shoot with Nikon and I don't know a lot about them. So that would be amazing to leave in the comments some preconceived notions people have about Nikon and what actually is the truth. Regardless, the point is every camera brand has some outdated ideas associated with it that we just need to start moving past. So the next time somebody tells you that any specific camera has the best color science by far, just remember that Sony makes pretty much all these sensors. As long as you can make your portraits have warm, bright, and punchy skin tones, that seems to be all that matters, and all the major camera brands can deliver on that. So I think you're safe with pretty much any choice.